Mr. Bryant, you've been in custody now for actually about the past 14 years, correct?
No.
Past 11 years, correct?
Yes.
You were taken into custody by the federal authorities in February of 2004 and then turned over to the state, correct?
Yes.
And it was your hope at that point that you would max out on your parole violation in around August of 2004. You'd be let out without any other problems, right?
Yes.
And didn't work out that way, did it?
No.
And now you've made a deal with the federal government, correct?
Yes.
And as part of your deal, you didn't have to plead guilty to something calling for a mandatory life sentence, correct? You did not plead guilty to a charge carrying a mandatory life penalty, correct?
No.
And the charges in your case carry up to life.
Yes.
One is conspiracy to commit racketeering involving murders. Carries up to life, correct?
Yes.
And the other charge is a large-scale narcotics conspiracy, also carrying up to life, correct?
Yes.
You've been told, and you learned early on in the case, that some of the charges, some of the murders, carried with them the potential for the death penalty, right?
Say again.
Some of those charges, some of the potential charges against you, carried with them the possibility of the death penalty?
Yes.
And you're not facing the death penalty.
No.
And just for clarity, nobody else is in this courtroom, Your Honor. So now the government and you are working together, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, can you answer that? Are you working with the government? You're cooperating with the government?
I'm cooperating with the government.
And what you hope to get out of this is a break at sentencing, right?
Some form of leniency, yes.
But you face up to life. You certainly don't want a life sentence, do you?
No.
In fact, what you want is time served.
Yes.
And time served would mean that you would simply no longer have any incarceration. You'd be subject to what's called supervised release for a period of years. But you would be free. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you very much want to be free, correct?
Yes.
You have spent some time in prison, but not a whole lot until 2004, correct?
No, I wouldn't say that.
How many years had you spent in prison?
I did 5 years and 10 months. That's a long time.
And part of the reason you did 5 years and 10 months is you couldn't even stay away from crime in prison, right?
Yeah.
That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. You were charged with introducing contraband into a New York State prison, namely, a dangerous weapon, right?
Yes.
You were carrying a razor blade, a concealed razor, right?
Yes.
You had it actually hidden inside your body. Prison is not a nice place, is it?
No, it's not.
All right. And you have hurt other people while you were in prison. Cut other people while you were in prison, right? You've cut other people while in prison, right?
Yes. Yes.
Never charged with that, right?
No.
I'm right. You weren't charged, yes?
I didn't hear you.
You were never charged, correct?
With cutting somebody? No.
Okay. And as part of the deal, as part of your hope for getting time served, the government has agreed that they're not going to prosecute a lot of crimes against you, correct?
Correct.
And you have committed a lot of crimes in your life, haven't you?
Yes.
When was the first time you shot somebody? How old were you when you shot somebody for the first time?
14.
And this was a female crack addict, and you had a $20 dispute with her over sex for money, right?
Yes. True.
And at the end of that, you just shot her right in the stomach because you were mad, right?
True.
You're not going to be prosecuted for that, right?
No.
When you were 15, you committed a murder for money?
True.
Butchie,
Yes.
you were paid. You couldn't remember the other day. Does the figure $7,000 sound about right?
I still can't remember the amount today.
And you were paid that money, right?
No. I wasn't paid all the money, I remember that.
And you remember that you didn't get everything you wanted, but you got some of it, right?
Yes. I got some.
Where did you shoot Butchie? What part of his body did you shoot him in?
His head.
How many times?
Once.
And you just walked up to him, fellow human being, put a bullet right through his brain, right?
Yes.
Did the same thing with Tyrone, right?
Yes.
You were there when Daryl Homo Baum was murdered, right?
You said what?
You were there when Daryl Homo Baum was murdered, right?
Yes.
And in terms of not being prosecuted, I'm going to put up on the Elmo a document that's in evidence. I believe it's 61, his plea agreement. I'm going to go to start off anyway, on page 4 of the plea agreement. And you remember what a plea agreement is, Mr. Bryant?
Yes.
You promise to do certain things, and the government promises to do certain things, right?
Yes.
And one of the things the government promised you was they would not prosecute you for other criminal activity, correct?
Yes.
And I'm going to sort of zoom in on this a little bit. This is a list. Do you recognize this to be a list of crimes you have committed for which you will not be prosecuted as a result of your dealing with the government? Do you recognize that as well?
Yes. Some of the claims I'm being charged with, though.
But you're not going to be charged or face the death penalty for any of those charges, right?
Some of the crimes I'm being charged with.
But you're not facing the death penalty for any of those charges, right?
No.
You're not facing mandatory life sentences for any of those charges, right?
No.
What the government has promised is that you're not going to be further prosecuted for anything at all connected with the conspiracy to murder Tyrone Baum and the murder of Tyrone Baum. You're not going to be charged with your role in the murder of Daryl Baum. You're not going to be charged further in your role in the conspiracy to murder James Hamilton Jr. You're not going to be charged further with the conspiracy to murder Ivory Davis in 2000. And then you're also not going to be charged with the murder of Vincent Berry, which occurred on August 23rd, 1991. Is Vincent Berry Butchie?
Yes.
You're also not going to be charged with the manslaughter of Richard Mathias on October 13th, 1991. Who was Richard Mathias?
Murph.
All right. You're not going to be charged with the shooting death of Stephen Brewer and injury to other individuals on or about February 9th, 1992. That's the situation where 4 of you all shot to death one person, right?
Yes.
You're not going to be charged with the attempted murder of a drug dealer known as Supreme. You're not going to be charged, correct?
Yes.
You're not going to be charged with the attempted murder of an individual known as Teresa Gregory in April 1994. Not charged with that, correct?
No, I'm charged.
You're not going to be charged further with the attempted murder of William Wells in November 1993, right?
I did time for that.
You're not going to be charged federally for that, correct?
No.
I am correct, yes?
That I'm not going to be charged federally?
Yes.
Yes.
You're not going to be charged with another attempted murder of Gus in 1992, right?
Yes.
You're not going to be charged with the shooting of the female crack user when you were 14, correct?
Correct.
You're not going to be charged with the robbery and shooting of a Spanish male in 2002? Not going to be charged, right?
Correct.
You're not going to be charged with various kidnappings. You're not going to be charged with various armed robberies. You're not going to be charged with the distribution of drugs in upstate New York, in North Carolina, in Pittsburgh. You're not going to be charged with a conspiracy to assault and rob other people in Providence, Rhode Island. You're not going to be charged with a home invasion and robbery in New Jersey. Correct?
Correct.
And finally, you're not going to be charged with extortion and robbery of narcotics traffickers and other individuals between 1990 and 2003. All those charges you are not going to be facing, correct?
Except for the Baum brothers and Teresa, yes.
And those are all rolled into 2 charges. One of the charges is a racketeering charge, and then there's a separate narcotics distribution charge, correct?
Correct.
So there's only 2 counts that you are facing, right?
Right.
And you've pled guilty to both those counts, correct?
Yes.
Do you think you deserve time served?
Objection.
Sustained.
What do you think the right sentence for you given your history of crime is?
Objection.
I'll allow that because it bears upon, what his expectation is if he testifies before the jury. Go ahead.
So, what do you think?
Question?
Yeah. What do you think the right sentence is given your life history?
I think that's up to the judge.
You don't want to say, do you?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Do you think it's time served? Do you think that's the right sentence?
It's up to the judge.
What do you expect to happen? The question is, what is your expectation? You're testifying. What do you hope for and expect in exchange for your testimony from the judge, who will probably be me?
I expect some leniency for my cooperation.
The question is, how much leniency do you expect to hope for? What's in your mind? That's the question.
As far as time?
Yeah,
Time served.
11 years?
Yes.
That's his answer.
So, I'm going to put up on the Elmo just to orient us a little bit, a chronology of events. I've shown it to the government earlier this morning. It's marked Defendant's Exhibit DH for Damion Hardy, 1.
Just 1 second. This is the first defense exhibit, I believe, right?
Yes, it's a demonstrative exhibit, Your Honor. I'm not going to be moving it into evidence. I'm simply going to use it.
It's not evidence. You just want this to aid you in your questioning?
That's right.
Member of the jury, not every document that's referred to is in evidence. We allow sometimes these types of props, I guess, which is strictly to be used in conjunction with Mr. Runk's testimony, to aid the jury and everybody else in following the bouncing ball, so to speak. So it's only being used for that limited purpose. It's not technically in evidence.
So the first thing that's on that chronology centers on the shooting of Teresa Gregory. You played a role in that, according to you, right?
Right.
The next one is the shooting of Myron Wise Hardy. I just want to put that before you to put the time frame in perspective. Where were you when you learned that Damion Hardy's brothers, Myron, also known as Wise, had been shot?
Locked up.
And you know from what you were told at the time that Wise, Mr. Hardy's brother, actually survived for a few days in the hospital before passing away?
Yes, I heard that.
And the next date that's on here is June 6th, 2000, which is the murder of Daryl Homo Baum. And you told us, or you claimed that you have knowledge about that and were involved in that, correct?
Correct.
And Homo is also an individual you've referred to from time to time as homicide, right?
Mr. Runke, straighten that out. It's a little bit crooked now.
Yes.
And homicide was Daryl Baum's nickname, right? But that occurred on June the 6th, 2000. On August 1st, 2000, J.R. Hamilton was murdered. And you had knowledge about that as well, according to you, correct?
Correct.
You also claim to have knowledge about the murder of Ivory Davis, Peanut, on August the 10th, 2000. You claim you know something about that, right?
Correct.
You also claim you know something about T-Rock being murdered on July 7th, 2003. And what you claim to know about that is you're the one who put the bullet through the back of his head.
Right.
So let me sort of stage that if I can. As I understand your testimony, what you claim to have happened is that you came up behind Mr. Baum and put a bullet through the back of his head. When he fell to the ground, you shot him twice more, right?
I fired 2 more times? Yes.
And where did you shoot him the second time?
I didn't see where the bullets land. I just stood over him and fired twice.
Was he on his back or his stomach?
On his back, I believe.
Did you shoot him in the head? Did you shoot him in the shoulder? Did you shoot him in the buttocks? Where did you shoot him?
I just told you. I fired over him. I'm not sure where the bullets land.
You weren't looking at him when you shot him.
Yeah. I was looking down at him.
But you just don't know where you hit him?
No. I don't know where I hit him.
So the next date on this is February 18th, 2004. And on that date, you are arrested by federal agents, right?
Yes.
You were involved in what your friend Taz had described as a major drug purchase, right? He was trying to buy drugs, and you were there to assist.
Yes.
And was your understanding that Taz had set up a deal where he was going to be able to get 8 kilograms of cocaine at $10,000 for a kilo, right? Right.
Yes.
And your role in it was to be partners with Taz once the purchase was made?
Yes.
And you stood to make lots and lots of money at that point, right?
Yes.
And earlier that year, or earlier in your involvement of criminal activity, you considered giving up drug dealing in order to become a full-time hitman, right?
At that time, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, at that present moment.
Right. That was your ambition at that point.
At that moment, yes.
You said there's too much fuss and muss in selling drugs, right?
Yeah.
You have to keep track of the money. You have to have people working for you. You're always worried about the police running down and busting the operation. Those kind of problems come with drug dealing, right?
Mainly that it wasn't enough money there at that time.
So there was more money to be made as a hitman, and that made logical sense to you, that if you could make a living killing people, that would be better than selling drugs because you made more money, right?
I don't know about a living, but at that present moment in time, that summer or whatever it was, yeah.
Now, you got arrested, as we say, on February 18th, 2004. And at the time of the arrest, the feds didn't keep you in federal custody, correct?
No.
It's correct?
No. They didn't keep me in federal custody.
They turned you over to the state parole authorities, and you were sent off upstate to do a parole violation charge, right?
Yes.
As of February 2004, you had about, 6 months or so time left on that 5 years and 10-month sentence because this was your second or third parole violation, right?
Yeah.
And the longest they could keep you in state custody was until the second week in August, 2004 or so, correct?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the exact date was? August 13th, 2004? Do you remember that was the date, your max-out date?
No. I don't remember that being the date.
But it was some point in August, correct?
Yes.
But at some point, something changed for you, and all of a sudden you found yourself in federal custody, right?
Yes.
What happened? Where were you, and what happened when the feds came down to collect you? What prison were you in?
I can't remember the name of the prison. I can't remember the name of the prison.
And how did you learn that you were leaving the prison? Someone come to you and say the feds are here for you?
Yeah. They call you to the clothing shop and tell you got to get dressed for court.
And who picked you up? U.S. Marshals, U.S. agents. Who picked you up?
I think they were marshals.
And they brought you to the federal jail in Brooklyn?
Yes.
Called Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, right?
Yeah.
And you're told that the purpose of the meeting, or purpose of being picked up, was that the federal authorities wanted to question you about certain things, right?
Yes.
And you wound up having a lawyer by the name of Bruce McIntyre appointed by the court to represent you, correct?
Yes.
But then you found out that you had actually been indicted in federal court, correct?
Yes.
And that you had been indicted on federal narcotics charges, correct?
Yes.
And you learned that the charges you were indicted on carried a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years and a possible maximum of life, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember the guidelines.
Do you remember that there was a mandatory minimum 10-year sentence, though?
No. I don't remember that either.
And at some point you learned that you were a suspect in murders and other activities that the feds were looking into, right?
I learned that when I came in to talk to them.
And the first time you came in to talk to them was October 12th, 2004. Do you remember that? It was about a month or two before you came to federal custody.
Yeah.
And you also learned during this period of time that Damion Hardy had also been arrested and also indicted with you on federal narcotics charges, right?
Yeah. He was arraigned with me.
So you learned. Now, you and Mr. Hardy are both joined in an indictment that charges narcotics, conspiracy. No murders or anything, but charges narcotics conspiracy, right?
Right.
You went to court with Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
In your testimony, which deals by and large with things that happened, sometimes 10, 15, 20 years ago, you've been unable to give us specific dates and times, by and large, correct?
Correct.
I mean, you said things like in the early 1990s matters occurred, correct? Because you couldn't be any more specific, right?
Correct.
You say the conversations occurred, but the time and place and who else was present kind of fuzzy given the years that have gone by, right?
Yes. Some stuff.
You certainly haven't been presented by the government or anybody else with any tape recordings that contain any of those conversations. Am I correct?
Correct.
There are no video surveillance photographs you've seen of you and Mr. Hardy talking over certain things.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Next question.
Have you ever seen any video surveillance of and you, Mr. Hardy, discussing matters?
Objection.
He can answer that. Have you ever seen any video surveillance?
No.
Would you agree with me that we simply have to take your word for a lot of this?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. You can answer.
We just have to take your word for a lot of this, don't we?
My word. The evidence?
Yes.
Yes.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And the last item on this chronology is that, about 6 months after you first began talking with the prosecutors, you entered into the cooperation agreement that we've been discussing here today, correct?
Yes.
And what you told this jury on Thursday, and what you said on Thursday, is, according to you, Ivory Davis was targeted for a murder because of his role in Wise's murder, right?
Correct.
That's what you told the jury. According to you, the murder was carried out by somebody related to Peanut, somebody who was a cousin or nephew, right?
Correct.
You couldn't remember the name. Does the name Nino ring a bell now? Is that the name of the cousin? Nino. I-N-O. Ring a bell?
That same sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if that's the name.
You know Rommel Davis?
Rommel.
Okay. Also known as Nino.
I don't know.
But you understand that Rommel Davis is the person who was prosecuted and convicted of killing Myron Hardy, right?
Yes.
And according to you, there were ongoing efforts throughout 1999-2000 to kill Peanut, right?
Yes.
That you shot at him, others shot at him, he shot at you, right? That was all going on those couple of years?
Yes.
And he finally was killed on August 10th, 2000, leaving a nightclub in Soho, right?
Yes.
And you were asked about these events by the police at some point, and I think the prosecutor referred to that this morning. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You were in, I think, Queensboro facility?
Yes.
And do you remember that some detectives came from New York City to say they were investigating the murder of Ivory Davis and had some questions for you, correct?
Yes.
And is it true that word on the street was that there was a guy named Scooter from East New York who was involved in the murder of Ivory Davis? Is that true?
Yeah. I believe I said something like that.
No. I'm asking if it's true. I'm not asking what you said.
I don't remember what I said.
Is that true?
Is what true?
That a guy named Scooter.
No, that's not true.
And were you in Syracuse when Peanut was killed?
I never been to Syracuse.
Did you hear that Ivory Davis's... I'm sorry. Is it true that Ivory Davis's murder came about in part because he had shot a female at the housing project?
No.
Is that true?
No, that's not true.
Is it true that Ivory Davis used to fire shots from the 5th floor window at Lafayette Gardens?
No.
Those are all details, and they are all lies, and they are all things that you told the police in 2002 when they came to interview, correct?
I told you, I don't remember what I told the officers that came to see me.
Do you need your recollection refreshed on it?
If you said it, I wouldn't remember.
If you read it, would you remember?
No. I was lying.
Okay. But you provided those details. You talked to the police, and you were interested in misleading the police as to what you now say is the true state of things, correct?
Yep.
I'm going to take you to your arrest on February 18th, 2004. You remember that date, correct?
Yes.
This was going to be a big payday, perhaps. You were going to score 8 kilograms of cocaine that you thought had just been smuggled in through JFK, right?
Yes.
And you were in a car. You arrived on the scene with your friend Taz, also known as Edward Cook, correct?
Yes.
And is Kissy Clayton Taz's wife or girlfriend?
He calls her his wife, so I call her his wife.
And she came in a separate car, right?
Yes.
And when you got there, you and Taz pulled into a parking space. Kissy Clayton parked her car in another place. You saw Taz get into this big SUV, apparently negotiating with who was in there, correct?
No. I seen him walk out the car and go down the parking lot. I don't know what SUV he got in. I didn't see Kissy pull in no parking space or nothing.
Okay. But the purpose of the meeting was to purchase 8 kilograms of cocaine, right?
Yeah. I believe I thought it was 10 at the time, though.
And it turns out that the people that Taz was dealing with were undercover. First of all, a confidential informant and a bunch of federal agents surveilling the scene, correct?
Question.
The person that Taz was dealing with was actually undercover agents and a confidential informant posing as a seller of drugs?
I believe so.
Were you aware that there was a helicopter hanging overhead surveilling this arrest?
Yes.
You found that out later on?
Yes.
And were you aware and find out later on that Taz had been on phone conversations with the agents and with the confidential informant that had been tape recorded setting up this deal?
Did I learn that? You're saying?
Yes.
This is my first time hearing it.
Okay. And Taz was arrested that day, and you were turned over to state officers, right?
Yes.
At the time you were arrested, you didn't give your real name, did you?
No.
And you lied about your name. You said your name was Carl Bryant, right? Carl Bryant.
Yes.
And you later on told the police that, or the agents, that the reason you gave the name Carl Bryant was you were afraid you were wanted for a shooting, right?
I don't remember that.
And were you afraid that you were wanted for a shooting in February of 2004?
No. I was wanted for parole.
So the only concern you had was for parole?
No. I wouldn't say that's the only concern I had, but that's what I knew I was running from.
And do you recall being asked this question by the agents and giving these answers? The agents asked you why you lied about your identity, and you stated that you thought that you were wanted for a shooting. The agents then asked if you actually shot somebody, and you responded they say, "I did." Do you remember that exchange roughly?
No.
And you were concerned to such a degree that you scraped your fingertips bloody so you couldn't be fingerprinted?
Yes.
You were concerned about this parole warrant coming back up to haunt you?
Yes.
How much contact did you have with Taz after the arrest? When did you talk to him again?
I never talked to him again.
You certainly got information. A rumor started going around that Taz was cooperating, right?
Yes. I heard that.
You testified about jail. And there are ways of getting messages in and out of jail that the authorities don't catch up to, right? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, on phone calls, for example. I'm sure you've made three-way phone calls from the jail, right?
No.
But they can be done, right? You've heard of that being done?
No. They record it.
They record it. But do they listen to all the calls?
Objection.
Sustained. He doesn't know whether they listen to all the calls. It's impossible to know that. But you do know that they do record your telephone calls?
Yes.
Ever heard of somebody making three-way calls from jail?
Yes.
Does happen?
Yeah. And they get caught.
What's a three-way call?
When you call one party and they call another.
You call one party and that party calls another person?
Yes.
All right.
And there's also visitors. You have visitors in jail, right?
Yes.
Were you in a jail where they had conjugal visits?
Contact visits.